Ranking the best receivers in college football. And boys, we're back here with another tier list update. Today we're going to be taking a look at the receiver position. Before we get into today's video, I do want to talk about our sponsor real quick, MMOEXP.com. If you guys want an alternative to buying packs, consider buying coins at MMOEXP and make sure to use code DILL at checkout for 5% off your order. Now today we got so many receivers to go over, and this tier list, this old one, has changed so much. And for me, this is what I think changed. I think DK and Xavier Worthy are now on that C tier level of receiver. Kind of nuts. For me today, we're gonna have a new S, A, and B tier, and this is what the tier list is gonna look like before we get into the new cards. Now the one slightly low overall I do want to talk about is Chris Brazzell II right here. Now this card is 6'5", 90 speed, 89 acceleration, and this card also has 90 run block. Like, that's the big thing. This card is for certain schemes. He's, I think, maybe the best wide receiver 4 or 5 and used situationally, like whether it's a red zone receiver or something like that. I think he still has value in the game. Now objectively on this list, he is an F tier player, but I don't think he has F tier value in the game. Again, he has the highest run block. It's just like putting him on the same level as some of these 95 overall receivers really doesn't make a lot of sense. And I did just want to talk about him because of the fact that he does have 90 run block. There's still cards that you can use situationally as well. I just think receiver is absolutely loaded. Like, we got 50 receivers to go over today. Now our starting overall today is going to be 94 overalls, and we're going to take a look at Carnell Tate first, who is 6'3", 94 speed, 92 acceleration, 90 short, 90 medium, 90 deep route running, and also 70 run block. Not the best juke or spin at this point. I think Carnell Tate is more along the lines of like a D tier player compared to DK and Worthy. After that, we get Xavier Guillory right here from Arizona State. He's 6'2", 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running, this time 71 run block with not the best juke or spin. I think he is right by Carnell Tate for me, so he is also going to be in this D tier. After that, we get Jack Beck right here, and this card is 6'2", 94 speed, 94 acceleration with 90 short, 96 medium, 91 deep route running, and this time not the best run block. This is another card that is also going to be on this D tier level for me. After that, we get Eric McAllister, 94 overall scheme spotlight. He's 6'3", 91 speed, 92 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running, not the best juke or spin, and 72 run block. This is going to be a card though that I will place in the F tier. After that, we get 94 Brett McCoy. This card you get from the comeback challenges in the solos. He's 6'3", 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 90 for short and medium, does not hit 90 deep at this point, which is kind of rough, and also not the best run block. This card is just going to ever slightly make the D tier for me. And right after that, we do get Trey Harris, who is 6'3", 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running. This time does have 90 spin, does not hit 90 juke, and has 83 run block. I think the fact that he has the higher run block as well, this is a card that I would say is slightly better than the D tier guys and more on the level of DK and Xavier Worthy. After that, we get Tez Johnson, who's 5'10", 95 speed, 94 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running, 95 beat press, 90 juke, 90 spin. This is going to be another card like Trey Harris. I'm also going to have Tez Johnson on this C tier level. After that, we get 94 overall Nick Nash. This card is 6'3", 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running. We're going to say that a lot today, and this time hits, does not have the best juke or spin, but does have 85 run block. And for me, just ever so slightly, kind of similar to what I said about Trey Harris. I think because of the higher run block, I like him more than the D tier guys. He adds a little bit of value with that. We also get 94 overall Jaden Higgins, who's 6'4", 94 speed, 90 acceleration. This time, not the best juke or spin, and 72 run block. I think this Jaden Higgins card would be more on the D tier level. After that, we get Teteroa McMillan right here. T-Mac, who's 6'5", 95 speed, 94 acceleration, has 90 juke, does not hit 90 spin, and also 80 run block. I think he's pretty close to being a B tier caliber receiver, but I'm gonna go ahead again, have him as a C tier player. You can debate placement. I don't hate him being argued in the B tier. He is 6'5", but I think he's like right by DK for me. We also get Keelan Marion right here, who's 6 foot, 95 speed, 94 acceleration, hits 90 juke, 89 spin, 95 change direction, 72 run block. And Keelan Marion for me, this is gonna be a card that is also in the C tier. And you know what? I'm gonna bump up T-Mac into the B tier. I like him, 6'5". I think he's actually better than DK, so I'm okay with that. After that, we get Josh Kelly this time, who's 6'1", 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 90 juke, 90 spin as well, 65 run block. I think this is another card that is on that D tier level. Now we bump up to 95s right here. The first one we got is Cam Camper, who is 6'3", 93 speed, 94 acceleration, hits good route runnings, does not hit 90 juke or 90 spin, and not the best run block either. I think this is a card that for a little while was like on the list, but I think now he's just someone that is more along lines like an F tier player for me. I'd rather run everyone in D. After that, we get Trey Rapina right here, who's 6 foot, 184, 95 speed, 93 acceleration. This time good route runnings yet again. Doesn't hit 90 juke or 90 spin, but does have 75 run block as well. And I think this Trey Rapina card, I think he is on this C tier level. Yeah, I'm actually gonna bump down T-Mac too, more along lines of C tier. Like, I think he should be on the same level as Worthy, and like I do think he's slightly better than DK, but I kind of like like them all being on the same level. I don't hate this. After that, we do get Jaden Bradley, and Jaden Bradley is 6'4", 195, 93 speed, 94 acceleration, does hit 90 juke, 75 run block as well. I think this card, because he's 6'4", I think he's ever so slightly just better than Cam Camper, and he's gonna be someone that I slightly place in the D tier. After that, we get Brock Taylor, who's 6'3", 94 speed, 93 acceleration, 90s crossboard for route running, not the best juke or spin, 78 run block again. And for me, Brock Taylor is gonna be a tier worse than Trevor Pina. I'm gonna place him in the D tier as well. We also get Campbell right here from South Carolina, who's 6'4", 95 speed, 94 acceleration, great route runnings across the board, this time 72 run block. I do think this Campbell card, I think he's topping in the C tier as well, right by T-Mac. I think they do pretty similar things. After that, we get 95 overall Jalen Waddle, who's 5'10", 95 speed, 96 acceleration, does hit 90s across the board for route running, 94 juke, 89 spin, 79 run block. I think it's a card that maybe could be argued in the B tier, but again, for me, he's gonna be right by T-Mac in the C tier. After that, we get Wes Welker, who's 5'9", 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 90 juke, 88 spin, 73 run block. And for me, Wes Welker, this is going to be another card that is in this C tier. Now, after that, we get Jaden Greathouse. Now, this is probably one of the best receivers that I've used, and I feel like even where I'm going to have him does feel low, but like with the upgrade token as well, that's what we're going to rank him based on. He goes up to the 96 with 96 speed, 95 acceleration, great route runnings, great spin and juke as well, 85 run block. I think this is a card I could see argued into the A tier, but he's going to be our first addition to the B tier right here. I think it'll make sense why he's B right now. This is one of the favorite receivers that I use. And right after that, we do get Simeon Evans right here, season 5 card, who is 6'1", 95 speed, 94 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running, not the best juke or spin. And I think this is a card that again is just kind of on this C tier level, and I'd say he's probably more bottom end. After that, we get Daniel Jackson, who's 6 foot, 95 speed, 94 acceleration, getting good route runnings, 90 spin, 90 juke as well. And this is a card that again just kind of is on the C tier level. All right, and now we bump it on up to 96 overalls. The first one we got is TJ Moore, who's 6'3", 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 90s cross board for route running, not the best juke or spin, 71 run block as well. I think TJ Moore, he's kind of similar to what I've said about some of these other cards in the C tier, like I mean T-Mac, Campbell. It's like these three right here I can definitely, even Worthy as well, these four right here I can definitely see argued into the B tier, but he's gonna be another C tier player for me right now. After that, we get Jalen Knoll, and I think this card's value again, he gets like all the scheme teams. So he's 5'11", 96 speed, 96 acceleration, also 70 run block as well. I think this is a card that is a step up, and I'm gonna place him by Jaden Greathouse in this B tier. After that, we get Chris Olave. This card is 6 foot, 187, 97 speed, 96 acceleration, great route runnings, 90 juke, and does have pretty decent run block of 79. Chris Olave for me is actually going to be the first addition to the A tier today. I think he's better than Greathouse and Knoll just ever so slightly. And after that, we get Debo Samuel, who's 96 speed, 95 acceleration, good route runnings across the board, also 96 juke, 90 spin, 95 carry as well. And I would say Debo is ever so slightly yet again on this B tier level. After that, we get Braxton Miller. Braxton Miller is 6'1", 96 speed, 94 acceleration, good route runnings, 90 juke, 90 spin, 90 break tackle. Not the best run block, but Braxton Miller is someone that I would say again on this B tier level. And then I think this is where it comes into play too. Like, how much do you value run block, right? Because if you value run block, you probably like Worthy and T-Mac more than this card as well. I'm okay with doing this right here. I'm okay with this. I really like Worthy. I really like T-Mac. I think this makes sense to me because again, they have like really high run block. They have great core ratings. I like these cards a ton, and I don't even hate to take you like them more than Debo and Braxton Miller. So I'm gonna lean Worthy and T-Mac in the B tier. I've been kind of like, you know, putting them up, putting them down, but I think B tier is a good spot for him. After that, we get Jacoby Jones, who's 6'3", 94 speed, 94 acceleration, good route runnings, doesn't hit 90 juke, 90 spin, also 70 run block. I feel like this is a card that's more on the D tier level. After that, we get Jordan Addison, who's 6 foot, 95 speed, 95 acceleration, good route runnings, just terrible ball carrier stats, also terrible run block. Like, I thought they were gonna fix this on the card, but they didn't. And for me, Jordan Addison, he's just someone that is like a decent receiver that can run routes. I would say he's like again on the C tier level, and I'd even say he's more bottom end. After that, we get Junior Vanderross right here, and this card is 5'8", 96 speed, 95 acceleration with good route runnings, 90 juke, 90 spin as well. And this is a card that is a little bit shorter, but I feel like tier better than Wes Welker type of receiver. And for me, that's good enough to be in the B tier, and I would say he's more bottom end. After that, we get Chad Johnson, who's 6'1", 96 speed, 94 acceleration, good route running across the board. Also not the best juke or spin, but this is another card that I would say is also in this B tier. Then we get start of the season. First one we got is Xavier Restrepo, who's 5'10", 96 speed, 97 acceleration, great route runnings, 90 juke, does not hit 90 spin, and also 75 run block. I think Restrepo is a very solid receiver in this game. He's going to be another addition to this B tier for me. After that, we get Jeremiah Smith, who's 6'3", so is pretty tall, 96 speed, 96 acceleration, great route runnings, 90 juke, and does not hit 90 spin, and also not the best run block. I think Jeremiah Smith Smith for me is between two spots. I would say either B or A. And I'd probably lean with the height, probably more A, and that makes me want to bump up Jaden Greathouse, which I'm okay with. I love this Jaden Greathouse card. After that, we do get Travis Hunter as well, and Travis Hunter is 6'1", 97 speed, 94 acceleration, great route runnings, 90 juke, does not hit 90 spin, and also 71 run block. I think the 96 Travis Hunter card is more along the lines like an A-tier receiver yet again. Then we get 96 Corey Coleman, and this card is 5'11", 96 speed, 96 acceleration, great route runnings, 96 beat press, 90 juke, 90 spin. Not the best run block, but this card is the first card we're going to cover that gets that gold takeoff ability. And for me, if you haven't used gold takeoff, if you played against it, talk about Streak Simulator, that is what gold takeoff is. And for me, Corey Coleman, because of that, he is going to be an S tier receiver. Like, the S tier is going to be gold takeoff receivers. Like, I guess I'm spoiling, but that is why Corey Coleman is in the S tier, because of gold takeoff. We also get 96 overall Keyshawn Williams, who's 5'9", 96 speed, 95 acceleration. Good route runnings across the board. Doesn't hit 90 juke or 90 spin, 71 run block as well. I think this is a pretty solid receiver. I would say he's again on this B tier level. And right after that, we get Nick Marsh right here. This is probably one of my favorite receivers that I've used. He's 6'3", 96 speed, 95 acceleration. Doesn't have the best run block, but I love this card, man, and I may be slightly overrating him, but for me, Nick Marsh is right by Jaden Greathouse. Like, these two cards right here are personal favorite dill cards, and I might be overrating them, but I love these cards, and I feel like they play at that A tier level. Now we get the 97 overall receivers. First one we got is Andre Johnson, who's 6'3", 97 speed, 96 acceleration. Great route runnings across the board, 90 juke, 90 spin as well, 94 break tackle. And Andre Johnson, this is going to be a card that is not S tier for me. It's going to be in the A tier. And it makes me want to drop down Jeremiah Smith, Jaden Greathouse, and Nick Marsh. And I feel like I kind of have to, because I think Andre Johnson is that 6'3" frame. He does what Jeremiah Smith and Nick Marsh does, just better. I love me some Jaden Greathouse, but yeah, I'll admit I'm slightly overrating him. Okay, I'll admit it. I feel like this is more along lines like what the A tier is looking like, and Travis Hunter's even debatable as well. I'd say Andre Johnson so far best one in A. After that, we get Dan Key. A lot of people will be higher on this card because you're getting +2 speed to him with your scheme team, but I'm gonna rank this based on the base card because not everyone runs scheme teams. I don't really care for scheme teams. I feel like it limits the cards that you really want to run. And this card is 6'3", 95 speed, 96 acceleration. Good route runnings across the board. 90 juke, does not hit 90 spin, but 77 run block as well. I think as the base card, okay, the base card, I think he is on this like B tier level and more like, you know, like around this level. But on the scheme team, of course, takes a jump into A, but then the A tier guys take a jump into S on the scheme team, you know? And then after that, we get John Ross. John Ross is 5'11", 97 speed, 98 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running, 90 juke, 90 spin, and this is another gold takeoff player. I think John Ross is for sure definitely in this S tier, and I'd probably say he's better than Corey Coleman, but I like Corey Coleman more because of the price. After that, we get 97 overall Ryan Williams, and this card is 6 foot, 97 speed, 98 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running. Terrible after the catch, which is weird. Like, did we not see what he did after the catch? But I think as a base receiver, I think that's the argument against this card, by the way, too. You can say he's more along lines like a B tier receiver because of that, but I think the way he runs routes, the way he plays, I think Ryan Williams is more on this A tier level. After that, we get 97 overall Garrett Wilson, who's 6 foot, 97 speed, 95 acceleration, good route runnings, 90 juke, and also 89 spin, 70 run block as well. I think Garrett Wilson is another card that I would say is on this A tier level. Then we get Tavon Austin, who's 5'8", so a little bit shorter, but 96 speed, 96 acceleration, has amazing route runnings, great beat press as well, great juke, great spin, 77 run block is also solid too. I feel like people like really like underrated this card to a certain extent. Like, should be a little bit better with the 97 overall, but some people are saying he's like unusable. I would place him on this B tier level, like, and he's in that group of like Marsh, Greathouse, Austin, Jeremiah Smith, like cards that I really love in this B tier. Then after that, we get Desmond Howard, and Desmond Howard, they actually did pretty dirty. 5'10", 95 speed, 94 acceleration at the 97, good route runnings, and also 90 juke, 90 spin, 77 run block as well. And for me, Desmond Howard, this will be a card that I would say is more on like the C tier level. Really don't think he's that great. And then after that, we get the Coldest Crawford, who's 6 foot, 97 speed, 97 acceleration, great route runnings, doesn't hit 90 juke or 90 spin, but this is another card kind of similar to what I was saying about like Ryan Williams. I think he's also on this A tier level as well. And right after that, we do get CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb is 6'2", 97 speed, 96 acceleration, great route runnings, 96 beat press, 90 juke, 90 spin, not the best run blocker, but I think CeeDee Lamb again is another addition to this A tier, and I think you can debate placement. After that, we get Tyler Boyd, who is 6'2", 97 speed, speed, 97 acceleration, 98 agility as well. Great route runnings, 90 juke, 90 spin. Not the best run block, but this is another gold takeoff player. And giving you guys my thoughts on gold takeoff, this is going to be another card that is in the S tier, and I think you can debate placement yet again. Now, final card right here, we got Dante Thornton Jr., and this is a card that is 97 speed, great route runnings, but he's 6'5" as well. And in this S tier, we have gold takeoff receivers, and I'm also gonna have this guy right here. He is 6'5" with that 97 speed. Love this card right here. And he is going to round out our S tier. Now, we do have one more card to go over right here. This is going to be 97 overall rewind Rome Odunze. This card just got revealed, and he's 6'3" with 96 speed and great route runnings across the board. I do think Rome Odunze is going to be a card that is right by like Jeremiah Smith in them for me. So I'm also going to place him in the B tier as well. And this is what my updated wide receiver tier list is looking like in College Football Ultimate Team. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Who do you think should go up? Who do you think should come down? Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, though, you enjoy content like this, want to stay up to date with everything that's the best here in college football, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, if you guys do want to go to me, use these cards live on stream. I have been streaming here on both YouTube and Twitch to watch on YouTube. Make sure to hit that noti bell as well. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you guys want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here.